Today, things are going in a different direction for you. Not so much fighting anymore. Training, teaching, and other things.
Yeah, acting, producing. In '99 I stepped out of the sport and I started doing other things, mainly entertainment. And the fighting just didn't hold the same flavor. I don't get the same feedback, energy, accomplishment that I used to. Okay. So I've turned my attention towards entertainment. I'm doing bit acting here and there. My main goal and thrust right now is producing. Okay. So I've always done a lot of business with different people and different entities, and I did a deal several years ago with a public company in raising funds. And when I raised funds, I met a bunch of money people. So now I've stepped in the producer role of funding movies.
Very good.
Yeah, so we got 3 projects on the table that we're looking for funding for, and attaching talent and everything else to. I just co-produced a movie called No Rules, the one that just came out, or is coming out. And I'm working on a pretty large project right now with Martin Scorsese attached to it, so that's like the big one.
That is big, yes.
And my main goal is to continue the message of martial arts.
I was going to ask you, is the martial arts the theme? Is martial arts the theme in these movies?
Martial arts are the themes for the movies that I have the most amount of influence on. For co-producer or other events, I just bring the money and I cast myself. I make a little appearance and I do a little bit of work. But my main thrust and the main reason why I'm getting into it is to tell stories about martial arts. I've got a couple of scripts that I'm working on, and also a couple of scripts that are being written for me about lives that are changed because of martial arts.
Wow.
And that was my story. I was a freaking hoodlum. You couldn't stand near me. I was a goofball. And it made all the difference in my life. And I see it day in and day out. People that come in my gym that are changed by the art of fighting.
Okay.
And I want to try to bring that message to more people. And entertainment is a way to do it. You can't get any bigger than that.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
So do you see yourself doing something with like Jackie Chan one day?
I don't know. I would love to. Jackie Chan is he's awesome. Hopefully someday I'll get to that point where I can work on a Jackie Chan film or work with him. My heroes were Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. And I've worked with Chuck. He's a fabulous guy. I've trained with him. I've been to his home. He's a super, super nice guy. And I'm really lucky because I find myself in the position that they were to me when I was a youth. They were the people that I went, man, if I could just get my shit together or get my head straight, and do something, I could be that. And I want to tell that story in as many ways as I can.
And definitely, Chuck has a lot that he brings to the table.
He's besides being a true gentleman and a true martial artist, he's a good person. And
very good.
That is, as I'm coming to figure out more and more in life, the most important things in life are, honesty, respect, good people.
So along those lines then, what are the fine points, the things that you're looking for when someone comes to you for training and they're really looking to you, because now you're the role model and they're younger fighters and you're looking for certain qualities in these people. What are some of those qualities?
Well, the qualities I look for in young athletes, first and foremost is respect. Even if you're a goofball or screw up or whatever, if you don't have respect for your teacher, trainer, mentor, then you're not going anywhere. Fighting is a very strange circumstance because you give of yourself to other people so that they can be successful. And this is one of the base of martial arts that I find so interesting. When I go out to fight, I've got 30 people that took their lunch break to come in and train, that skipped dinner with their wives so they come in and spar with me, that showed up late at their daughter's birthday party because they wanted to come give. And if you're not willing to accept, or you don't have, you got big walls up and you can't accept somebody giving to you, you're never going to make it. So I look for people that are there, wanting something, willing to accept it, and respect who's giving it to them. And then the rest of it's on me. I teach, you teach them whatever you are, and they become whatever you show them. And that mentor-teacher or trainer-teacher relationship is sacred and very powerful. Javier is my mentor. And I respect him, to the end of this earth, because, he gave his time. Besides his love and what was inside of him, he stopped what he was doing and said, "I'll be right there. Let me come down and work with you." And that is more important to me than anything else in this world.
You kind of did that for the sport. There was a point in time. Yes, you did.
And now the fans don't appreciate it.
And they don't
and the fighters don't appreciate it, and neither do the companies.
Now, are we talking about the same thing? Because there was a point in time when you caught it. Remember when NHB was not allowed on cable?
Yeah, dead.
Yes, and you caught up with Jeff Blatnick?
Yeah, Blatnick and I were sent there to speak to Leo Hendry at the Cable Positive event in New York City.
He was the head of Time Warner.
Yeah, the president.
Okay, tell us
Time
about
Warner.
that. He was not into it, was he?
Well, there was some background stuff that set that event up. This is what people don't realize, and that was, when the UFC first came out, it was a spectacle. Everybody knew it. It was promoted that way. It was supposed to be that way. And it started getting, negative press immediately. As soon as it came out, it started getting negative press. There was an event in the cable industry that Leo Hendry was sitting in on. And at the time, Leo Hendry was the president of the San Francisco Chronicle. He was the main editor and the president of the San Francisco Chronicle. He was just there on an information basis at this cable event. He ended up debating Bob Meyerowitz, who was the president of SEG, the former owners of the UFC.
Okay.
Well, during that debate, Leo Hendry spoke out about something he felt strongly about, but he had no real information. And he looked like an ass. And Bob was a real nice guy, but he really puts it on you. Well, he really put it on Leo and really made him look like an ass. Well, lo and behold, a year later, Leo Hendry gets elected the president of TCI Time Warner, the president and CEO of the company. Walks into his office and says, "Where's the bathroom? And when can we get rid of the Ultimate Fighting Championship?" Because he had this little grudge that went on, and he was kind of upset about it, which, was whatever. Jeff and I were approached to go approach him and to ask him, what could we do to get back on the cable? And we got his time. He was being on at an event. Bob paid $10,000 to have this table next to him. We had some total setup. We approached him, we talked to him. We asked him, "Mr. Hendry, whatever," and he says, "When this becomes a sport, it'll get back on cable."
You helped it become a sport.
I like to think I did. I gave everything I had for it.
I know you did.
What people don't know is, I took fights on short notice. I commentated some shows and fought on the same shows. I worked for as cheap as I could because, the industry was dying. I thought it was going to die. So I did everything I could to, make it survive.
And you